Landing in Buenos Aires, we thought it would be like any other trip. Swipe a card, grab some cash at the ATM, and we're good to go. Except not here. ATMs wouldn't give us pesos, banks were closed all weekend, and suddenly we were stuck with just 100 US in cash to exchange in order to survive the first 36 hours in Buenos Aires. Oh yeah, we also had dirty laundry to do. I knew something was up when we were last in Iguazu Falls and I saw the lady in front of me pay her ticket with a stack of cash that was as thick as a brick. Me? I just paid with a credit card and got slapped with extra fees. Oh, and here's what Iguazu Falls looks like from above as we left to fly to Buenos Aires. In this video, I'll show you exactly how we made that $100 stretch, what the whole blue dollar system is, why cash or efectivo gets you better deals, and how to avoid those hidden credit card fees. If you're planning a trip to Argentina, trust me, you'll want to hear this before you land.
It's more about being able to stretch our pesos for the next 36 hours. It's Saturday night in Buenos Aires and we just arrived. Except there's one problem, which is how are we going to pay for this? And if they do take credit cards, they slap on a bunch of service fees.
Then again, all places that accept credit cards in the US do have service fees that are built into the cost. But in Argentina, it is more obvious. Now back to Buenos Aires.
And I tried going to an ATM to take out money in pesos, but they wouldn't let me because they don't accept foreign cards.
The hotel will exchange your cash for Argentinian pesos.
I normally don't carry that much cash on me because I'm used to paying everything with a credit card. And especially after the pandemic, when traveling, a lot of these countries now take contactless payment like Apple Pay.
Another alternative, and probably the best one that I've read about, is that you can actually use Western Union. You can actually send money to yourself and pick it up at a Western Union, and you get apparently the best exchange rate possible.
But there's one problem. It's Saturday right now, and they don't open until Monday. We dug deep in our wallets, and we were able to scrounge out $100 US. The challenge is, can we survive on 100 US in the next 36 hours before Western Union opens? And then in that case, we can wire some more cash in order to get a more favorable exchange rate. We're gonna head out to dinner, but first we're gonna go to the reception desk at the lobby to exchange our US dollars for pesos. It's not the end of the world if we can't find a restaurant that only takes cash. I mean, we could find one that takes a credit card, but I don't wanna pay all those service charges.
Argentina runs on two exchange rates. The official one, what you get from the ATMs or credit cards, is way worse. The blue dollar is the better street rate and locals know it. Now for convenience sake, we did exchange our crisp bills at the hotel front desk and I'm not sure if that was a good deal.
Probably not a good idea to display all this cash in the hotel lobby, but for 100 US, we got 125,000 pesos. But according to the rates for today, which is August 2nd, 2025, it should have been 135,000 pesos. So basically, I got 10,000 pesos less. They didn't charge us a commission fee. If we had gone to the ATM, we would have had to pay some sort of bank fee. And so it came out to be about $7 less than what we should have gotten. But I can live with that because that's how much a bank fee would have been anyways.
This whole cash thing is as complicated as a tango dance, but the main goal is to stretch to 125,000 pesos and minimize credit card use for 36 hours or until Monday morning when we can get to a Western Union.
Well, if all else fails, there is a Starbucks here and they do take credit cards. But I didn't travel all the way to Argentina to go have coffee at a Starbucks. I want the local coffee, which is going to cost some cash. It's interesting. So as we were leaving the hotel, I heard somebody say cambio, 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 which means change, or exchange. There's this whole concept of exchanging your money at these money exchange places on the streets to get the dollar blue value. Oh, okay, so I guess we did sort of get a favorable rate at the hotel because here at this souvenir shop, they're exchanging it for 1.2 and I got 1.25 at the hotel. That's a really grand looking mall. So that's the Galleria. And yeah, these stores inside, they will take credit cards. I mean, yeah, they better. I mean, they got Bath and Body Works, they got Nike. Those are American stores. I don't know if those are real Labubus or they Lafufus, but I guess you could play this little game. 1,000 pesos, I guess you get one turn, and I think the thing is you hit the button, and then it'll drop. However, that's a horrible use of pesos right now since we got a cash situation.
Hey, at least the walk down Avenida Corrientes was free. The neon lights, the energy reminded me of Times Square in New York City.
And that's where we're gonna have dinner tonight, El Palacio de la Papa Frita. Who could say no to French fries and potato chips, right? I know they definitely will take cash. I don't know if they accept credit cards. On their Facebook page, they said they do, but you know, sometimes these things aren't accurate. Good, they do. So that means we could save our cash for tomorrow.
The restaurant was elegant but empty because we had gotten there early in the evening, whereas most Argentines don't eat dinner until much later.
Pretty much everything has potato here. I mean, come on, this is the restaurant all about potatoes. And it's a good thing that they take credit cards because we could have blown through half of our cash pile at this restaurant on dinner tonight. See the prices. Okay, so not as cheap as I thought it was going to be. It's not fast food. We already started off by spending 900 pesos because all of this, whatever the seasoning thingy is, and this bread, yeah, that doesn't come free. You do have to pay extra for it. I'm not sure what the spread is, but I gotta admit, it's pretty good on this slice of bread, so it is worth that extra 900 pesos. This is the tortilla with potatoes and onions. And the main event, we have pork rib with the potato souffle. They like their portions here, huge. This is what La Cuenta came out to be, about 40,000, because there was a service charge. So dinner with the exchange rate, had we paid in cash, should have been $30.14. But instead, we used our credit card to save our cash, and it came out to be $31.76. I guess there's some sort of service charge. But they did want the tip to be in cash, so we gave them 5,000 pesos. So we're down 5,000 pesos. I spy a Western Union. I think we're going to be going to this one in particular on Monday, because I think this is the one that's closest to our hotel.
But before heading back to our hotel, we stop off at a kiosco.
All right, we get water for our hotel, so we're gonna get several bottles here. We paid 14,000 pesos for 4 bottles of water. One good thing is that we were able to make change, so we have smaller bills now.
We had 106,000 pesos to get through until tomorrow morning. Will we make it? I'm glad our hotel has a gym.
At least it doesn't cost any money to exercise.
After running 9 miles on the treadmill, I was starving.
Just glad that we have breakfast at the hotel because this got to save us at least, I don't know, 10,000 pesos. I don't know how much breakfast is out on the streets. I'm just, thinking in American dollars, but I know like if you wanted coffee and some pastries or like one of those like egg bites from Starbucks, it's going to be like close to $10. We are starting Sunday morning with 106,000 pesos. I am going to take 60,000 of these pesos to pay for our city tour. It actually costs 50,000 pesos, but we're going to get some change. See, that's the tour that we're doing. So it's a 4-hour tour, 25,000 pesos. That's actually not too bad. And most importantly, it includes a sandwich at the end, so that'll cover for lunch. And it turns out we're not going to go on the tour until tomorrow.
We paid that Sunday, but the tour wasn't until Monday, the next day. So yeah, cash tied up before we could even use it, but we had no choice to because we had to put down a deposit to reserve our spots for the tour.
So we're out 50,000 pesos, and we don't get lunch today, but we will tomorrow because the tour won't happen until tomorrow. How are you doing on clean underwear?
I have 2 clean pairs left, but also an emergency stash.
Yeah, considering that we're a little cash strapped today, we'll put off doing laundry until tomorrow.
Challenge accepted. We're going to have to make our remaining 56,000 pesos last until tomorrow morning.
One good thing about it being Sunday is that it is the day of the San Telmo Fair. It only happens once a week on a Sunday, so even though we are here on the weekend and we're having some cash issues, it's okay. At least we can go to the fair. I'm going to be really good about shopping because basically the only places that we can shop from are places that will take credit cards. So if those vendors are trying to get me to spend my cash, I could actually tell them, no tengo dinero. Being cash strapped has forced me to look closer for deals. So this is pretty good. 2 empanadas and a Pepsi for 3,000 pesos. And then you can get just an individual empanada for 950 pesos. So that's less than $1 US. Oh, and you can get like a mozzarella pizza for 6,900. So that's like $4 or $4 US.
We wandered around San Telmo and its street fair.
No labubus here, but you could take home a llama. I love it. It's a handcrafted labubu. They do take credit cards at some of these places. That's good to know. So if you're short on cash, or if you're going to buy something expensive that you don't feel comfortable whipping out that much cash, just find a vendor that will take credit cards. I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy this hat for my dad because it looks really cool. And they do accept credit cards. Yay, I did it. Got my dad a hat for 25 pesos or 25,000 pesos, and they took credit cards.
I was happy that we were able to avert a cash crisis at the San Telmo Street Fair by finding a vendor who accepts credit cards. There were plenty that did as well, so I hadn't needed to work myself into a tizzy.
I'm getting a little hungry, so we're here in front of this Panderia, Bohemia, and best of all, they take Visa. This is definitely freshly baked.
While the sticker outside said they accepted Visa as a form of payment, there was still one method that hit the sweet spot.
Okay, so they actually prefer payment in cash. It ended up being 7,000 pesos, so we can spare it. And she threw in some extras here, some extra bread. So you know what? I'm glad we paid in cash because that's what they preferred. And then we grabbed a drink next door. It was only 700 pesos. Just when you thought we escaped all of the street fairs, well, guess what? They have them here at Parque Lazama. What people like to do here is they just like to come out, walk, hang out, and plenty of seating. I guess we'll go ahead and sit on those steps over there to enjoy our pastries and our lemon drink. That lady at La Bohemia Panderia, she was so nice. So she warmed these up for us. These are some sort of meat pies. They're not empanadas. I don't know what she said exactly. I'm gonna look it up later. Oh wow, we didn't get this. She just tossed some extra cookies in for us because we told her that this was our first time in Buenos Aires. These were the actual cookies that we had paid for, but we got all of this for 7,000 pesos to experience Buenos Aires the authentic way. Yeah, I mean, we could have just eaten at the big chain restaurants or cafes or Starbucks and use our credit card, but that's not why we came out to Buenos Aires. We came out to experience the culture.
Culture meaning embracing their preference for cash payments, and the bonus was we got free bread and cookies with it. We had spent the rest of the afternoon checking out San Telmo and Puerto Madero, which you can check out that future vlog if you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We had used their rideshare app Cabify to get back to our hotel since the only payment they accept is credit card. No need to have that awkward exchange about cash with the taxi driver.
And the cash count for this evening, we have 48,300 pesos left for dinner. That means we need to choose wisely in terms of restaurants. So we do want to go to a local place, nothing too expensive, but if we do end up going to an expensive place, we got to make sure that they take credit card as a backup.
We Googled nearby restaurants and checked out prices on their menus before making this critical financial decision that could make or break our budget.
They have pho in Buenos Aires, so when in doubt, you can always go for pho because at least in the States, it's pretty cheap. But no, I didn't come all the way out to Argentina to eat my own type of cuisine. That's where we're having dinner, 1810 Cocina, and it is 7:41 and too early for dinner, but they're open. The restaurant's empty not because it's, the food quality, but it's because we're early. The people here in Argentina don't eat dinner until like 9 p.m. That's when the dinner crowd comes in. But in terms of pricing, I think it's pretty reasonable, and we will have the cash for this. And cash is king here because it says you get a 10% discount if you pay in cash. Even better. This isn't like the US where they bring out chips and salsa for free. This actually costs 800 pesos. They just brought it out to us. I guess it's part of the meal. And my pastel de la granja, or farm pie, is still popping hot. It basically has chicken inside, so it's like a chicken pot pie, but Argentine style. All right, so this is what 14,500 pesos will get you. It's pretty rich. This is not like your Swanson's chicken pot pie that you get in the freezer section. Wow.
Look how substantial the chicken filling is.
That dinner was delicious. And we're gonna gamble and order a dessert. I know I already had enough sweets for today, but I can't help it. I'm on vacation and I saw the mousse dulce de leche on the menu, so I had to get it. It's pushing our budget a bit, but I think we're gonna make it. This is just one order of their mousse de dulce de leche. Dulce de leche is very popular here in Argentina, and they turned it into a mousse, so I expect it to be nice and light. It almost looks like a Jell-O caramel pudding, but I know it's not gonna taste like that. Here's to surviving our first 36 hours in Argentina, despite the cash situation. That's good. That's nice and light and not overly sweet. I thought it was gonna be super sweet, but it actually isn't.
We cleaned up the mousse like how this dinner bill was going to clean out our cash supply.
Here is La Cuenta, the bill. Did we stay under budget? And we did. 41,220. There you go. This is why we paid in cash.
To make the math easier, we gave them 42,000 pesos as we had a few US crisp singles that we gave as tip.
One benefit of getting here super early, and when I say super early, 7:33. Yeah, not super early for me, but I guess in Buenos Aires.
Remember, we had 6,300 pesos left this morning, but it didn't matter since breakfast was included with our hotel stay, and we would soon be making our way to Western Union to pick up more cash. Yep, this was the only time I had actually looked forward to a Monday morning. Oh, and don't forget, we'll finally be able to do laundry since the lavanderias will be opened.
So is this what they call money laundering? No, just kidding. We are not doing any criminal activity here in Argentina, so don't report us. But I do have my passport in hand. I don't like carrying around my passport in the city. I prefer to keep it hidden in the hotel room. But Western Union does require an official form of ID, like a passport, so that's why I'm taking it. And then the plan is, since we'll have cash, we'll have pesos after going to Western Union, we'll actually have money to do our laundry.
One tip I read on the internet was to get to Western Union early in the morning while the lines are short and they have plenty of cash available. I had wired myself 300 US, and because this was my first time doing it through Western Union, they had waived a transaction fee. However, there usually is a transaction fee, so make note of that.
Finally, our peso deficiency nightmare is over. Yeah, they tie your money up in a rubber band. It's a little weird to me, but okay. You can't tell, but I am really relieved. So I feel much better now for the rest of our trip. It's possible that I might have overblown things with this whole cash situation, but I think it was compounded by two major factors. One, we arrived on a Saturday evening. Had we arrived on, let's say, like a Monday or any other weekday, it wouldn't have been a big deal. We would have gone to Western Union. That's fine, but we had to wait until Monday, so that was like 36 hours. And two, I've been to plenty of cash-friendly countries. Totally get it. A lot of countries want to be paid in cash. That's cool, but the issue was being able to access my bank account. So here in Argentina, they won't let you access your bank account using a foreign bank card, and guess what? I'm a tourist. Of course I'm gonna have a foreign bank card. Here are some tips so that way you could keep your trip to Argentina, specifically Buenos Aires, less stressful. One, make sure if you are carrying American cash that they're nice and crisp, not wrinkled up, because a lot of our bills were wrinkled up because folded up in our wallets for who knows how long, because we normally don't use cash to pay for anything. It's either credit cards or Apple Pay, but they like big bills. So if you are planning on going to Argentina, make sure you have like crisp $100 bills, $20 bills, $50 bills on you. You can go exchange it at the hotel or some other currency exchange place. And some local places will take American dollars. I was surprised by that, but you can't always bet on that. So it's just something to use in your back pocket. But if you are going to exchange currency, hotels will do it, and I think they offer a pretty decent rate. It's not quite the market rate, but you know what? Gets the job done, and it does feel pretty secure. The best thing, of course, to do would be Western Union. So you do get a really good rate. You get the market rate with that, so it is higher than the hotel rate. The only thing is you might get slapped with some sort of transfer fee. Now, I was fortunate. This was the first time I've ever done anything like this, so it was a promotion through Western Union since it was my first transaction. They didn't slap me with the bank fee. But then when I went in and just for funsies, try to put in another transaction, they gave me an $11 fee. But I still got the market rate. I did the calculations even with the transaction fee. If you use the market rate, you still come out a little further than exchanging money at the hotel. But the main thing is it's about safety. So I don't feel safe about carrying large amounts of cash on me when I'm traveling. And so you have Western Union to transfer a larger amount of dollars. One more tip is don't panic if you really don't have any cash. There are places that will take credit cards, so it's not the end of the world if you have no pesos. I mean, Starbucks definitely will take credit cards. And in general, it's a good idea before patronizing a store, a restaurant, to ask them if they aceptan tarjeta, or do you accept credit cards? The drawback to using a credit card, though, is that you might get slapped with some sort of service fee. I know it may be a couple of bucks, but you know what? It all adds up. If you have a bunch of transactions and you multiply that by a couple of bucks, you could have gotten a full meal here in Buenos Aires. And we have money now to do our laundry.
Good thing we had cash, because that's what they preferred, and it cost 12,000 pesos. Wow, that's almost 9 US, and had we paid with a credit card, it would have cost more with the service fees. In the end, 100 US lasted us through the weekend. We ate well, explored the city, and learned the quirks of Argentina's cash system the hard way. So if you're coming here soon, don't just pack your bags, pack your dollars. Trust me, you'll thank yourself.
My clean laundry from the lavanderia. Nice and crisp, just like how they like their dollar bills.
Thanks for tagging along on this survival challenge. If you found this helpful, hit like, drop your own Argentina cash tips in the comments, and subscribe for more adventures, because next up, we'll explore some more of Buenos Aires since we have an abundance of cash.